Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing. Today we're having a look at the new releases for the Flesh Eater Courts for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So first of all, I want to say a massive thanks to Games Workshop for sending us free review copies to check out on the site. In this video we're going to be having a look at the new kits, having a look at the sprues, seeing how they all go together, and then towards the end of the video I should have these built and painted so we can show off what they look like compared to some other models in the range and do a bit of a size comparison, because I know a lot of people are interested in how big Ushoran, the Mortarch of Delusion, is. So yeah, just before Christmas we had the Flesh Eater Courts army set come out, and it's been rapidly followed by the main wave of the releases. So obviously alongside this we've got the individually boxed guard and the knights as well, who are really cool. We've been sent the new characters that are coming out alongside that wave, and these are some really cool models that I can't wait to build and get some paint on. So yeah, let's have a nosy at the kit. So we've got Ushoran, the Mortarch, he's the big kind of centerpiece model of the release. We've got Grand Justice Gormayne, the kind of judge character, the Abhorrant Cardinal, the priest, and the Royal Decapitator. So what we'll do is have a look at each of these in turn and see what they look like in the flesh. So let's start out with the big guy himself, Ushoran. Yeah, I mean, this model looks absolutely amazing and I can't wait to build him up. He was, if you've not watched our review on the book and the Dawnbringers kind of lore as well, this guy was originally like a paladin for Nagash, but eventually he went absolutely insane and now he's basically he's completely delusional. He thinks he's a king and he looks amazing. Rules wise, he looks really good in the book as well, so I think a lot of people will be wanting to include him. He's quite a big points investment, but he is a bit of a beat stick. And he looks amazing. I can't wait to build him up. That is a scale model of him, so big base. So I know there's a lot of debate about getting him wholly within 3 inches of crypt guard. It's probably not going to happen looking at the size of the base, but let's crack him open and see just how big this guy is in the flesh. I'm really excited to build this one. This is alongside the knights, I think, probably my favourite model from this release. So Games Workshop does some really good stuff with the Mortarch. So we'll put the instructions to one side for now. We'll get out the components. We've got 3, which kind of normal size frame, and then a big base that looks like it's not quite as big as Archaon's base, but it's still a big hefty base, so you're not going to get that wholly within 3 inches of anything, unfortunately. But yeah, he's going to look really cool on that. So we move that to one side and we'll have a look at the sprues. And yeah, I think this guy's going to look really cool when he's built up. Now they've gone for a bluey tinge for him on the box art. I'm going to paint, if you've seen my Flesh Eater Courts, I've got quite a sickly green colour, so I'm probably going to replicate that scheme on him because well yeah, I think this guy needs to tie in with the army since he's a bit of a centrepiece. We've got a big kind of scenic base on it as well, so you've got that big kind of piece there. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to working on this guy. Sub-assemblies wise, no idea. I'll let you know in the second half of the video once I've actually got a chance to build him. We'll have a look at the instructions now though and just see if there's anything we can deduce from that. I suspect, just looking at it, that it'd be easier to kind of leave him separate to that big scenic base so you can get underneath him and get to his like robes and stuff. So if we pop this open, let's have a look. So it looks like it's going to be a fairly simple build. You build up his body, then his weapon. And so there's a few maybe fiddly bits in there, but I don't think it's going to be too hard to build. And then his cape goes on his back. Yeah, so it looks like you can kind of build him completely and then build the base separately and pop him on. I just think if you don't do that, you're probably going to struggle to get to some of the underside detail on him, which might make painting him a little bit trickier. Equally, I don't know if I'll leave the head separate or not as well. I don't think it's too bad of a head that you can't get to the detail. So again, in the second half of the video we'll have this guy built and painted so I can tell you kind of how I did it. But that looks really cool. So that's Ushoran. And we've also got the Royal Decapitator alongside this release as well. So this is quite a cool character. I think some people have not been too much of a fan on him, but he's got a 1 in 3 chance of just also killing someone if he manages to wound them. So I think he's a handy one to have around. It looks a cool model too. We'll quickly, it's hard to see on these blister packs, but we'll quickly get the frame out and just have a look at what he looks like. Yeah. This should be a fairly easy build as well. Again, like all the flesh eaters, you've got a few small fiddly parts, but I don't think it's going to be too difficult to build this guy. The Maris Grown Herald was a bit of a messy one to build, but this guy doesn't look too bad in comparison. It looks like you've got a choice of 2 heads as well if you look at the assembly instructions on the back of the box. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We've also got the Abhorrant Cardinal. So this is cool. This is the new priest for the Flesh Eater Courts, and again he looks a nice model as well. So let's crack him open and have a look at what's in this one. We'll have a look at some of the rules for all these as well in the second half of the video, just to kind of see what they do in game. So again, it's a single frame model. I really don't know why they put some in boxes like this and some in clan packs. I'm sure there's probably some logic to it that I don't know, shelf space or something, but yeah, this guy looks really cool too. I really like his staff. Yeah, the Flesh Eaters. So I've wanted to do a Flesh Eaters army for a while, and I was put off by the old models. This between these 4 kits and the stuff in the army set, which I think is now available separately today, yeah, they've got a really kind of like up-to-date model range now, and you can build an army just using the new stuff as well, which is really cool. So he's really cool. Again, we'll have a quick look at the instructions. This guy probably isn't going to be too difficult to build as well. He's only got a few parts really. So yeah, the Abhorrant Cardinal. And then finally, we've got Grand Justice Gormayne, the judge with his entrails on his head, which is such a cool model. Again, rules wise, I'm not too sure on him. He's quite cool, but I think he's a little bit swingy and there's too much of a random element for me. But model wise, I think he's amazing, and he's going to have to go in my army for rule of cool. Anyone that knows me will know that I don't often build things for, you know, tactical reasons. I'll just build what looks cool, and you know, you can't get any cooler than an undead judge. So yeah, he's going to be a fun one to paint up. What I'll probably do is kind of headresting. I want it to kind of give it the illusion of that kind of like judge's kind of headdress thing. So I might just do it white and stain it with contrast or a glaze or something, just so it is like clearly like entrails, but it looks a bit more kind of judgely. So yeah, he's cool. Again, we'll have a quick look at the instructions before we jump onto the second half of the vid and see what these all look like when they're built up. Again, not too many parts, should be fairly easy to build up. So what we're going to do now is jump ahead to the future, where these will all be built and painted. And here's a look at the finished models, and I've got to say I absolutely loved painting these guys up. First of all, I think we need to see the big chap himself, the Summer King himself, Ushoran, and yeah, he's a big old model. If we get one of the other characters for comparison, he is an absolute beast. It was really fun to paint up as well. Now I did keep him in a few sub-assemblies. The cloak and the underneath detail is going to be hard to get to if you leave him attached to his base. So I kind of kept all that separate as one piece. I kept him together as one piece just to make it easier to get to. There's quite a few, like, you know, hidden details in there, like a chalice there. There's lots of like skulls and heads and stuff in his robes as well, which is really nice. I've really enjoyed painting the Flesh Eaters. For a long time I'd wanted to do one, and it wasn't really until the updated models came out with the army set that I kind of fell in love with them. But yeah, he is such a cool, imposing model. Painted up using 2 thin coats paints as well. They've got some really nice colours. And yeah, he wasn't too bad. Did him over a couple of nights. Obviously I could spend a bit longer on him, go to town. I'll be going back and adding some more kind of like highlight into his cape. But yeah, I wanted to get some paint on him ready for the review. And yeah, he is so very, very cool. One of my favourite models in the Flesh Eaters range. I think it's quite expensive points wise, but just for rule of cool, I'm going to try and fit him into my lists because yeah, he's really, really fun. So yeah, that's Ushoran, the Summer King, the Mortarch of the Flesh Eater Courts. So we have also had the other few models. We saw him briefly a minute ago, but we've got the Executioner, and again, he's a cool model. Rules wise, he's got a chance of kind of like auto killing someone. You know, it's not a massive chance of it going off, but it's worth a shot, isn't it? And again, here is a really nice little clan pack model to paint up and put together. So we've got that guy. We've also got the Priest. And again, really, really nice model. I kind of like his little hat that he's got made out of flesh. And again, like with most of the Flesh Eaters, he's got kind of skin covering him. So yeah, he was really nice to paint up too. And then finally, out of these models for this release, we have got Gormayne, the kind of judge character. And again, another fun model to work on. All these hero models were really, really cool. I'm looking forward to adding them to my Flesh Eater army. I need to get some more of the Morburg Knights because they're really cool. I think they're up for pre-order alongside these heroes. But yeah, it's the Flesh Eater Courts have been dying out for some new models and a bit of a refresh of their range, so these guys coming out really does kind of like complete that. You've got some of the older kits, but you can build an army with just the new kits if you want to, which is really cool. So yeah, that was a look at the new Flesh Eater Courts models, including Ushoran. On the website today, we've also got a full review of the Mad King book, the next Dawnbringer book. There's a lot of Flesh Eater Courts lore in there and some rules for various death factions. So if you head over to spruesandbrews.com, you can check that out. We've also got another video up for the New Lamia, I think her name is, the vampire, and her little entourage with her Dawnbringer box. Dave has done an unboxing of that and has been working on painting her too, so that video will also be up today. So yeah, if you do enjoy the content, give us a follow, give the video a like. We do lots of unboxings, we've got battle reports coming on the way, we've got painting videos too. So if you are kind of into the hobby, check us out. If you would like to support the site as well, we do have an affiliate link to Element Games in the description. If you use that, we get a bit of a kickback, which helps towards creating these videos as well. And again, massive thanks to Games Workshop for sending us free review copies to have a look at. So yeah, I guess the next Dawnbringer book probably isn't too far off either. We saw the little tease, didn't we, of the Daughters of Cain character. So yeah, interested in seeing how that one plays out. But yeah, until next time, see you later and have a great weekend.